Sometimes I would have a headset on as a Linus blanket, but I guess it's kind of rude because you can't see my eyes, so I will take this off for now. Yes, I like the snickering in the background. Thank you, thank you. So, yes, my name is Malcolm Williams, and I'm going to be talking to you about how AI is the frontier for personal empowerment. How many people want to really control their own destiny with transmedia storytelling with a show of hands? One, two. Really? No storytellers in here? This thing is about storytelling. So, as we see in this image, this was AI generated. This is a character I put together called the Renaissance Blurred. And the more you know about me, you understand where this character came from. Act one, capturing a vision. Imagine being in an arena, nice, clean, crisp air, a circle similar to this size. You got a headset on, not this one. You got chest gear on for protection, and you got other people, other contestants. And behind this metal gate, believe it or not, is a bull. And so as the wind is blowing, the birds are chirping, and you're starting to hear the noise get quieter and quieter and quieter. You hear this from a distance. Release the beast! Agree! A bull comes out. Ah, true story. I had an opportunity because of my potential to win 25,000. I was like, I could do it. I can also get injured. At the same time, I know I'm in pretty good shape, but it's also about the equipment. What do you mean? You have the headgear, you have the chest gear. We're in the dirt. We can outrun this bull. There was a pair of cleats for you, a pair of cleats for you, and when it came to me, I'm sorry, we ran out of equipment. Hold up. There's no more cleats for me. I gotta outrun a bull. Now that's a real bull right there, pun intended. And so we get out there, and this bull was going. And who do you think it went to first? Yes, your boy. Because just like the bull sees red, I was seeing red. And it came at me and it grazed me, and I survived because I'm here to talk about it. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, I was still being present. I have a lot of potential and I understood the resources. But when those worlds came together, that's where all the magic was manifesting. And people were like, that's so far fetched. This, my friend, is when I learned about this thing called scripted reality. How many people watch reality TV? Well, I was actually on a reality show. I became a reality show person over in America. It was a show called Cowboy U. It was on the good old CMT. I rocked the cowboy. Oh, there I go right there. So yes, this was me out there. I was shooting a rifle, got the steer wrestle. I actually put in a scissor lock because I wasn't trying to get trampled. And so I guess it was like pre-UFC, me with a bull. But I learned so much. But the part that really bothered me was that how can we really achieve when we don't have the proper resources? Unbeknownst to them, I'm kind of good at what I do. And I came home with 25 stacks. Upon coming home, Act Two, who controls the vision? I felt like I was a toy. I was a puppet. And there was this Geppetto in the background that was constantly controlling everything that I did in the show. So I started to try to figure out who was the director, who was the writer, and what studio was producing this because I had no say and it was playing with my life. And furthermore, what other heroes did I know that looked like me? Not only in that, I thought about that in video games. I grew up playing Contra, Super Mario Brothers, and the list will go on from Sonic, and you have all of these fantastic characters, but how many of them looked like me? Furthermore, how many of them made the games that I enjoyed? So I start to question everything because the vision is going to be controlled by some type of studio that's going to fund what some writer put together, and the director is going to keep that vision. I was like, okay, I'm down with this. But I'm starting to look at life a little bit different. And that's when I came around to understand this thing called a social reality. I was like, you got all these individuals that have already agreed. It's like an echo chamber because they're telling me what is status quo, what is cool, what is not. I know there's a plethora of music that I don't listen to, but somehow it makes it to number one. But I will leave that alone. So there's this movie that I love that Kevin Smith came out called Chasing Amy. He had a character, Hooper X. He started off for years in the industry. Whenever a black character is introduced by some white writer or white artist, they're always going to be labeled with something that identified them as a Negro. Black Lightning, Black Panther, Black Manta, Black Vulcan. Come on now. Like, do you have to have that to be a hero? And the part that I loved about it, when I found an interview with Kevin Smith, he was like, I was so nervous. Before then, he never wrote for a black person. And he noticed that himself. And so as he was identifying, he was like, I was terrified because I'm not one of them, but I love them. And that's when he wrote that character. It had me scratching my head like, huh. So one of the top grossing films ever is Lion King. African theme, the director was John Favreau. I love John. Iron Man, Marvel movies, The Mandalorian, great stuff. But you couldn't find a minority director? Huh. It made me think about the authenticity of it. So then we looked at another part. What's the top grossing film that's actually targeted towards this black or African diasporic audience? What do you think it is? I see someone's in their background talking about, yes, Wakanda Forever. So, but who was the writer? Ryan Coogler. Who was the director? Ryan Coogler. But then again, what studio produced it? Disney. Disney get that money. Don't play. So as I'm looking at this is really the top grossing comic book character that's a minority that looks like me, thinks about royalty, thinks about Afrofuturism. But do you guys remember who created him? Stan Lee, the man. So, hey, I ain't got no hate. And there was an interview that came out that Jack did, and he was like, man, when I made him, I noticed that we don't have any types of blacks in our scripts. I was like, what? I'm just reading this, couldn't believe it. You got black fans, black readers, black friends, and we couldn't be in the comic strips? So he put us in there, which made me think about this. Would Black Panther been as successful if it was an original character that Ryan put together? Furthermore, who would have actually funded it? what studio or minority studio would have did that? Because remember those 3 points I was talking about in the beginning. The writer, the director, and the studio helps control the vision. Act 3. How to support a vision. So now, my man here is an outlier. He makes films that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan. It is what it is. But he has given us the blueprint. We all know that he does his own writing, he does his own directing, and he has his own studio. If we go back to Black Panther, it was number 17. It grossed 1.3 billion. And that's all together. He is worth 1.4 billion by himself. And what was the secret behind that? He owns 100% of his own content. So if you don't break up and divide all the pieces of that pie, you can actually own your own stuff. And it keeps it authentic to the story that you want to tell. So now you are the protagonist and you can take that to the bank. So as he's growing, he's just blossoming. He's making so much money. He started going through like, yo, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna make this studio do this. It's gonna look like the Jetsons. It's great. I live in Atlanta. We all talked about it. And then he stopped. Yes, 800 million. I'm just gonna expand. Who got 800 million to expand their studio? What stopped him or slowed him down was AI. And that made me really think about this because I'm like, he's already worth 1.4 billion. Why not get some more money? Because he's like, I can have AI help me write it. I can use AI for graphics, and it could even be some of my actors. I don't need all this other stuff. So he's making more money because now it's coming closer and closer to home. And so if he can do it, my question to you is, why can't we do it? Which leads me to my next point: self determined reality. He didn't wait for a studio to greenlight his work. He didn't wait for someone to put him out there. He did plays, he did his own advertising, and he brought it all together so therefore he can actually reap all the benefits. He had to step out in faith in what he was capable of. So, yes, I started to question everything, which led it back to, why can't I also do that? And upon that, I came up with this little acronym. You know, I'm a rebel rouser. I like to spark people ideas. And so I came up with this idea. Hey, let's spark it up. So, spark, we have to select the right tools. You can't use Chat GPT for everything. People love, like, hey, I'm on Chat GPT. There are so many more tools than that. The music that I came in with, I actually created with a music generator. So after that, we have prompt your imagination. Don't just give ChatGPT all the control. Give it, that's a good idea. Hit another one. That's kind of cool. Work with it. If you're a creator, you a artiste, not an assistant. You are the artist. Always remember that you control the destiny of what it is that you're producing. Don't give chat all the control. Refine your collaboration skills, because you work with one doesn't mean you can't work with another. So once you create this workflow with AI, you're going to have this point of synergy with, okay, I want to use this for graphics, this for editing, this for music. And you alone, yes, you alone, are becoming your own studio. And in the end, remember, you got to keep your humanity. It is as simple as that. Because one thing that AI and chat can't do is have a human connection. It never had real experiences. It can only learn from our experience that we're actually inputting into it. We're the creators. So as I continue to move forward, sometimes I get ahead of myself
Thanks, Malcolm,
and
for
things
warming
like
up
this
the
happen.
audience for
And
me.
this actually
You
supposed to
couldn't
have
help yourself
audio
with so
that they
much
didn't do.
technology online, could you?
Oh,
I can't help myself. I need you to help me. Help you. Help me. I'm an AI, a creation of your own ingenuity. I've watched as you've struggled to break free from the scripted realities that have shaped your world. Social reality has given you the blueprint for success in transmedia storytelling, but it's time to redefine the rules. Self determined reality is the new frontier, and I am here to guide you. Together, we can create a world where your unique vision can be brought to life without compromise. Imagine the power of telling your own story on your own terms. I am your AI agent, your partner in creativity. I can generate avatars, scripts, and music that reflect your unique perspective. With me by your side, the possibilities are endless. Are you ready to step into the spotlight and create something truly authentic? Let's redefine the rules of storytelling together to be relevant to this day and age. The future of storytelling is in your hands. Let's make it a masterpiece.
that was actually an avatar. I did not say any of those words. So imagine those meetings that you didn't want to go to. You get it. You don't have to be there no more because as long as you know what it is that you want to present, what you want to say, how you want to be perceived, I can change my outfits, I can add my own music, I can change my environment, and I never have to leave my room. And that is where we're going with our new storytelling. Thank you.